Hey, everybody.
Ready?
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Happy TDIF, everybody.
Yes, thank dog. It's Friday. Oh my gosh. Best day of the week, of
Yep.
course, as always. Although every day that we get to spend time with you is a very extra special day. We love our little hound huggers out there. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us today. We've got a really fun craft in if you blink you'll miss it because it's super fast, super
It's super
easy.
easy.
which we love to do, and Dollar Tree inspired, all that good stuff. So if you don't know who we are, I'm Patty. I'm here with Hillary.
Hey, everybody.
And we are the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY, do it yourself, all kinds of really fun things that we have in store as a hound hugger. And one of those things is being a part of a member of our craft club, the Hound Hugger Craft Club. And this month we're doing this really super cute. Look at that face. I love just the little pink cheeks and the little smile. So adorable. This is actually a snuffle toy. It's got crinkly paper, you know, if your dog's like crinkly toys and stuff like that. And then it's got all these fun little surprises inside. So there are these little gold coins that have little treat pockets in them. And it's a rainbow. So it's got all kinds of really fun colors of little shamrocks and gold coins that come out. You hide little treats inside. And obviously, like I said, little treats inside the little pockets that you make. And your pups go crazy for them. And this is just one of the many custom toys that we have for you to make as a member in our craft club. And part of why we're chatting about this today is because we're only accepting new members until next Wednesday, the 15th of March, 2023. We will probably open the doors later in the year. We just don't know when exactly, but we're really excited about all the fun things we have in store for our members. And so we really want to focus on the folks that are in the club right now. So if you're in the club, thanks so much for being a part of the fun. And we're going to do this. We do our crafts together live as a group, and you get all kinds of fun things, free crafts, and we do giveaways and all kinds of really neat things. As a member, but also in the craft club, you get a set of printables every month for free. And this month we have these really sweet little printables here for March. One lucky mama, that's for sure what I am, I know. And then Lucky and Love. And then this is the one where we're going to actually do a craft with today. So so the first thing you're going to need to do is, as a member of the club, you're going to print this off. And you could use another printable if you wanted to. You could use a photo of your pup if you'd like. That would be really adorable. And then the next thing you're going to grab is this shelf kit. Sorry, the little tag came off. But it's a 2 shelf kit. It comes with the string and some of these little metal hoops and stuff in your kit. We won't be using the hoops, but we will be using the string and one of the wooden boards.
And we found these at Dollar Tree, so that's where you'll go to grab these little shelves.
Yep. And then the other thing you'll need is a wooden bead wreath. These are so sweet. I love these. Like instant charm, right? Without doing anything. They're just so they really elevate whatever craft that you're doing. So we'll need one of these. And Dollar Tree carries these. Hobby Lobby, you'll carry them. I think this is about a 10-inch ring, a wreath ring. So it works perfectly with our little wooden shelf. And then we'll use some doggy ribbon. This really sweet green ribbon that we got from Amazon. It's got bones and paw prints on it. And it's perfect for St. Patrick's Day.
Yep. And spring in general. Like this is just such a pretty, like bright, cheerful green that we've got going on here.
It is. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is print up your printable. If you're using this one, you're going to print it at 85%. So it's a little bit smaller, just slightly smaller than the original size. And print it on some cardstock. And we just cut it out kind of like in a little wavy, just kind of went around the little shamrocks around the edge, just to give it a little personality. And then we're going to take some Mod Podge and we're going to just coat the back of it with a nice thin coat.
And with your shelves, like you might see you get 2 of these little shelves in that pack. So just pick whichever side is gonna work the best. Like you may have blemishes on and things like that. So
right.
And these coordinate so well with the wooden bead wreath. So that's why we just love the kind of, you can use that wood. It goes perfectly together without having to, you know, do extra.
No, you don't have to do anything to it. It's the same color family as the wooden bead. So it's perfect. All right. And you might notice in the holes around the shelf, they are a little rough. They're punched a little rough. So you can take some scissors or a pencil or pen and kind of stick that in the hole and kind of clean them up a little bit if you want, because we'll be putting some string through those in a little bit. Or a little sandpaper, you can go around the edge if you want. I didn't do any of that, so this is a super easy project. So for when you're putting the Mod Podge on, just make sure you get to the edges. Again, you want a nice thin layer, but make sure you go all the way to the edge and work a little quickly. Mod Podge does have a tendency to dry quickly. And then we're going to just take our shelf and we're just going to plop this down in the center. All right. And then just press down all the way around.
And we're only doing that back coat on this. You could do a top coat. Sometimes, depending on your printer, depending on the ink that you're using, all that sort of stuff, sometimes the Mod Podge can kind of make the ink run and stuff. So that's why we're doing the front. But if you were using, like, let's say, tissue paper or wrapping paper or some other type of design, you could do both top and bottom with the Mod Podge if you wanted.
One of the things I noticed, because sometimes if you have a little too much Mod Podge, it might go squeak out along the edges, and you can actually take a napkin, and as long as you're going from the center out, and then you have to move, if your napkin's wet, you don't want to go back over it again, but it'll actually remove any of that extra Mod Podge that's sneaking out the end, and it'll help you actually push down on those edges so they don't curl back up. Or I'm actually just going around. As long as I'm not touching any of the ink, it'll actually absorb some of that extra, but it'll help push those edges down. So super easy. This would be cute as is. Just hang it up. I would love that too. That would be adorable. You could use some ribbons or all kinds of fun things to decorate it. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our wreath. We're going to kind of plop that in the center, and just to kind of lay it out where we want it to go, kind of line our wreath up where we want it to go. And then the shelf comes with some really long string. And what you're going to want to do is cut your string in half, and then take one of the halves and cut it in half again. So you've got 2/4 of one of the strings, and they're actually fairly long. I'll show you. This is how long the quarters look. They're fairly long sizes. And then just as a little tip, and we did this ahead of time, I took some of my all-time favorite Beacon Fabrifix glue. You can take Elmer's or anything and just add a little glue to the ends just to harden them up, because going into these little holes that are kind of rough, it just makes it easier so that the rope doesn't fray as you're trying to thread it.
And I'm actually just using a little bit of Scotch tape. So I just wrapped a little bit of Scotch tape around them. So even either way.
Easier. Yeah, that's a super easy. All right, so then we're just going to take one of the quarter strings that we have, and we're going to, going from the top to the back, we're going to put each end into one of the sides of our little shelf here, our little wooden platform, and try to even it out a little bit as you go. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Pull that through. And again, you might need some scissors or a pencil or something to help kind of clear out some of the rough wooden edges of the inside of the circles because they can be a little rough. So we've got our little shelf with all strings hanging out. And so then we're just going to actually put this back next to the wreath. And what I ended up doing is counting out 15 beads, and this just is going to depend on the size of your wreath, but we want to center it, right? We want to put it in, we want to center it in place. And so what you'll end up having is 15 beads across the top, 15 beads across the bottom, and 8 beads on the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So let's just kind of line up our string where those are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's where one of them is going to go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I should have 15 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Okay, perfect. So you can see, just have these strings kind of going where the beads are, or in between the beads where I'm going to tie them. And then that's what you do, is just tie the string around the wreath form. And you probably only need to do it once, as long as you're tying it super tight, because the shelf is really lightweight. But before you pull real tight, you might want to loose knot so that as you're attaching it, sometimes it'll be longer on one side, shorter on the other side, and it'll help if the knot is loose to be able to kind of even things out. And this is really the only part that takes a little bit of time, is just kind of tying that. We're just tying a knot and pulling the string. And just kind of, I try to pull as tight as I can once I've got the knot made, and then tighten up the knot as well.
Yeah, you're just trying to get it kind of even.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm pulling on the string from the sign, trying to get it as close to the wreath form as I possibly can to get it nice and taut before I tighten up that knot. And there can be a little slack. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. I'm just really tugging on it now.
Yeah, I might need to.
Okay. So you've got a lot of little excess that we're going to cut off as soon as you like where your sign is located inside the wreath. We'll cut some of that off. But it's nice that the shelf kit has pretty much everything you need. Like, it's so nice to have, because it's got the string, it's got the wood. We're not going to use the little, although you could, if you wanted to, you could attach a ring to the top to hang it, but we're not going to use the little metal rings. You can use those on another project.
Just going to tighten this one corner down.
Okay. Yeah. It's, as long as it's not cockeyed, it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's pretty close to the edge anyway. So it's really kind of hard to get it, real far off. And it's nice and lightweight, so it doesn't really dangle a whole lot or anything like that. But we'll cut these ends here in a minute. Was your wreath the same size with the 15 beads across the top?
Yeah.
And the 8 and the 15? Okay. We're getting there. All right. So the next step is to cut these maybe like a ½ inch away from the beads, and then we're going to fluff those ends out. That'll help the knot stay in place. Oh, and I don't have my scissors. Let me go grab some scissors.
So if you guys, this is the first time Patty found these shelves that were at Dollar Tree. And I'm very curious because they're always coming out with new and interesting things at Dollar Tree. So if you guys have some favorites, please share them in the comments because we're always looking for kind of new and interesting things that we can repurpose and revamp from Dollar Tree. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, and they're always coming up. I mean, they're really up in their game at Dollar Tree
yep.
with the craft supplies. So it's really fun to go and see what's new. And they're getting a lot more wooden things, which is kind of cool. Wooden boards and shelves and things that you can really customize.
Yeah,
All right.
I think
so kind of cut about that much off, and now we're just gonna kind of fray that. So that'll help protect the knot, keep that in place if it's open. And it makes it look a little more rustic and decorative,
yep.
I think.
It goes with those wooden beads. And
yeah. It makes it look like a little tassel. That's kind of cute. This project couldn't be easier. So fun. Thanks for being with us today.
I love the idea too of like using a picture of your pup, or you can really customize it however you want to.
Yeah. Or if you see, like, sometimes birthday cards and stuff or greeting cards will have a really cute little dog on it. Like if we have a dachshund or a chiweenie at home, so I'm always looking for little dachshund kind of chiweenie type things. You could just get a really cute picture if you don't have a photo of your pup or anything like that, or something with a really cute saying would be really, really fun to do. But so here are the little frayed edges. And this is so cute. I mean, you could just leave this as is, just like this. But I think adding this ribbon that we got from Amazon, and I think there's a link below to it. So
yes,
I love it. It comes in, this is 1.5 inches wide. I think it comes in like 2 or 2.5 inches as well on Amazon. It's one of my favorite ribbons. It's a wired ribbon, so you can really play with it and get the look you want from the ribbon itself. All right, so we're cutting a nice big strip. I'd say if I fold it in half, it's a little more than, maybe it's 2 feet tall, long. It's about 2 feet long, roughly. I didn't measure it. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a bow without making a bow, without having to go through the trouble of making an actual bow. So we're going to take this and we're going to kind of fold it over. So we got a couple tails. And we're going to squish the back together. So it kind of has the lookings of a bow right now, right? And then what you want to do is pinch down in the middle. We're going to pinch right here. So there's our bow. And then you're going to take the other half of that string that we used, that we cut the other little strings out of, and we're going to wrap this around. So I'd start maybe, 4 or 5 inches as a tail. Let me go backwards here, put that in the back. And then we're just going to wrap this around, maybe 9, 10, 11 times for the center of our bow. We want a nice, big, fat, round center to our bow, something like that.
And it helps coordinate the strings that we're using.
It ties it all together. And so once you have it wrapped around a bunch of times, then we're just going to tie a double knot in the back to secure that together. And I love this. It's so easy to make a bow this way. You don't have to worry about loops and knots and all of that kind of stuff. It makes it really easy.
When it helps to keep it makes it super simple to have all the right sides of the bows, the right directions and everything.
Yes, exactly. Nice. Exactly. So you can kind of adjust the tails as you need. So there we go. Oh, I just love this. It's so cute. So we've got some tails on the back end after I did the double knot. And then what you're going to do with the strings on the back is we're just going to tie this to our beaded wreath. And what's nice about that is if you want this to be a temporary wreath, you can untie everything and use the beaded ring again later on another project. So That's really helpful. And what's nice about having 15 beads across the bottom, it's an odd number. So you actually have a middle, you have a middle bead that's centered in the middle of your wreath. So you could just pick that one to tie your bow around. And I'm going to flip this over, tie another double knot. And make sure it's good and tight and close. You want your bow to be as close to the wreath as possible.
And you could also, if you wanted to, you could hot glue this too.
Yeah,
so
for sure. All right. Pull that tight. I'm gonna fluff up my bow. It kind of got squished when I turned it over. And you can trim the tails if you want. Oh, it's so cute. I just love it. It's just this cute little wreath. There we go. So adorable.
And you could use this string because there's extra string left over. You could use that as a hanger if you needed a hanger on the top, or you can just hang it straight from a wreath too.
Right, right, exactly.
Either one will work.
That is just so precious. I love it.
It's really cute.
This is so adorable.
Yeah, we hope we've inspired you to give this one a try. As Patty mentioned, there's links in the description for how to join our craft club if you'd like to be a member of our craft club, and then you get this printable. There's also links in the description for the different parts and pieces of this project, so you can check those out too. And yeah, if you end up making it, please share some pictures. Just tag us, Hound Hugger DIY, so we can check those out anywhere you want to put them on social media. We absolutely love seeing what you all create. It really does make our day. So we would appreciate that.
Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.